Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Lightning Overdrive. I was just in SufferYo's stream and now we are on my stream, which I am on twitch.tv/Tatsym, where you can see all the fun content. And I was just on Suffer stream and someone said that Lightning Overdrive is a bad set, and that kind of upset me, because in my head I had the entire lead. This set was actually good. But is it? Today we're going to take a look at that. So the first card of the entire set is Diviner of the Herald. Now everyone knows that this will make Drytron a good deck. This card is good. It's good ritual support overall, not only just for Drytron, it's good for multiple things. It's good for link climbing, good for synchrone, because it is in fact a tuner. So that's going to be interesting as well. This is going to be pretty good in the deck. I'm not really sure what the entire line of play is or the optimal line of play, but there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this card. So that's going to be interesting. So this card has a lot of potential, not just for now. Until Herald of the Archetypes gets banned. Then we get the ZW, the Utopia weapons. And I am told that Utopia Ray, which is a good card for this archetype, is not in this set. So until then, this does nothing. And even when that card comes out, Utopia Ray, still doesn't really do anything. So we're just going to skip over that. So one of the archetypes is not that good. We have Supreme, Sovereign. Oh, this is a Spriggans card. Yeah, Spriggans gets a couple of support cards, which is really nice. So it will finally be a good deck. Those cards are actually good rank 4 spam. DZS, yeah, that is good, yeah. I looked it up on Lithium's channel, and he was doing stuff with Invoker, and I got auto bored. So it might be good. It might be bad. I have no idea. I know that I'm not going to play it anytime soon. So the Spriggans are pretty cool. They get support. They're going to be an actual deck now. That's something to definitely keep an eye on, because that deck might surprise you. They have the Amazement. Now, all I know of this archetype is that Beck is going to play this or Beck was playing this together with like traps. So, of course, Beck takes a deck and puts traps in it, like he most of the time does. And then he made it work, surprisingly. So, no clue what the deck does yet. I am not gonna read any of this. I'm actually gonna read the boss monster, that's fine. It will probably say a lot. Once per turn, you can banish any number of attraction traps from your grave, so it's a trap deck. Target them, any cards your opponent controls, destroy them. It's not a quick play. You can only use the following effects once per turn. If a trap card is activated, except they're trapped, it's just a trap deck. You can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so it's Multifaker. If your opponent number some special summons, you can target one of the physical monsters, equip one attraction card from your deck. Alright, so it works with traps and attraction cards in your graveyard as well, so we're gonna read those later. You have the Black Rose archetype. It's an archetype around Black Rose, so it's kind of doomed to fail. It's pretty good, like Plant, Dragon, Tuner support. All those Dragon cards are pretty good with Synchro Summoning. It's interesting. We have some Adaginister cards. The Adaginister cards are going to be really good because they get the link one that literally searches the field spell. It's just like super, super good. When I'm a monster attack, so I don't believe this card is good, but it's good because it's dark, I thought. Not really sure. Not a big AI fan or expert. And with the Bujins, these cards are sick for Bujin. Bujin's still garbage, but these cards are very, very cool. Send one other Bujin card from your hand to the graveyard, especially this card. It's great. Send one Bujin monster from your hand to the graveyard. Add one Bujin monster with a different name. It's pretty good. Banish one Bujin monster from the graveyard. Send one Bujin monster from your deck to the grave. It's also pretty good. So it's still on -1, but it's a cool extender. And you can swap out to Bujins, which is really nice. Then we have some Bujin Torifun. Tribute this card, special summon 2 Bujin monsters for 2 different names from your deck in defensive position. When you extra see when a Bujin monster was causing graveyard, you can equip this card to it. It's all very solid already. This is a good card. Jesus Christ. Any monster destroyed by battle is banished. Oh, cool. So this is a built-in Whiptail. It's actually pretty nice. Alright, so that's definitely the better card of the two. The other card is still pretty solid, so that's definitely interesting and something to keep your eyes on. The Esforts get more support. Maybe it might be playable. Probably not. Trap Tricks gets support. You can only use one of the following effects, but per turn, later on turn, you can send one set sprout because you can the grave special this card from your hand. It's an extender, but it goes minus. If you control no cards, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target on a whole card of your graveyard set. Okay, it's a pretty nice card. Got more Life Twin support. Control a Lila monster, especially this card for your hand, like they all do, I believe. Left turn was once per turn. This If a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand by card effects, you control this card, draw one card. That's good. I have Black Ice, which will make Plunder Patrol way better. It's not gonna raise the ceiling of the deck, but it makes it way better. Starry Night support, maybe that will be a deck too. Ice Barrier, not gonna read that. Scrap Raptor is a common. That's a pretty good card. There are FTKs with this card, there are combos with this card. It's good for dinos, good for machines, good for scrap, good for orcus. Very nice. Dark Honest, not a good card, but it is a fun card. Fun cards are important for this game too. That's very important to keep in mind. Then we have Bauta. This is one of the Starlights. You can contribute this card to one effect monster. During your opponent's main phase, if a card is added from the main deck to their hand, you can immediately after this effect resolve to resummon this card. So your opponent adds a card, you can tribute summon it for one effect monster. So that's nice. It's not a going second card, but it is good if you go first. If this card is normal special summoned from the hand, you can make your opponent banish the top cards from their deck face down, equal to the number of cards in their hand. They shuffle their entire hand into the deck, and if they do, they add the banished card by this effect to their hand. That's pretty solid. So this card helps with, like, for example, you go first, you do your thing, then your opponent goes first. Actually pretty cool. This card contributes spheres, which is quite funny. Also, this card is really good in Dragon Link alone with spheres. Like, you could just summon this off spheres, and then, or summon it in your opponent's turn. Then your opponent's, like, they number someone adds to identification, then you banish the entire hand face down, let them draw new cards, and then the cards get back into the deck so they lost their invocation, which is quite funny. It does refresh their hand, but if they have, like, searched a bunch of cards, then this is quite funny. So, I'm not sure if this is good yet. It's definitely meme-worthy. Heroic Guardian, not really that great. More Sky Scourges, not that great too, but it's welcome for Legacy support. This is actually a pretty good card, the Dark Eye Dagger. Once per turn, if you do the starting battle, banish one card from your grave instead. You can banish up to 3 cards from your graveyard, apply this effect based on the number banished. Draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand on the top. It's just a cycle. 2 is draw 1 card, 3 is draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. This card is actually really good in trap decks. World Soul Carbon, when this card is normal summons, such you can set on. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of Earth Fairies which are not that good. This is not a good card. Clock Arc, which is a Pendulum card. Oh yeah, you can place this in like the opposite sides of the skill, and then you can increase or decrease the skill, which is quite funny. So it kind of sets your skills one way or another. We have the Ritual support for the Dogmatica, which is quite funny because this monster has less than 500 attack, which means you can send Herald to the grave with another servant, and immediately Ritual summon after that, so that's quite funny. We get more of the dragons, which is quite cool. Then we have the Mysterium. This is interesting. It's a super body target because it's only 1 spellcaster, 1 dragon monster, so it's really good versus Dragoon. Cannot be used as a fusion material. This card loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. That's interesting. If a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself, or a monster with your original type, with the same original type, you can target one of the special monsters, banish that monster, also banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. If a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself, or a monster with the same original type. So that's Whitebeard, right? For example. Or like Gruff. Target one of those special monsters, banish that monster, also banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. So you have like Burning Abyss, normal summon, then you special summon a Burning Abyss, which is a fiend. You can target the fiend, banish it, then banish all fiends on the field. It's pretty dope. I have like the thing that Black Rose works to. This card is synchro summons, banish all cards from the graveyard. Then if this card is synchro summons, it's Black Rose Dragon, you can destroy all other cards in the field. Other cards, so this doesn't destroy itself. And your opponent, but you do have to use Black Rose, so that's not really good. More of Black Rose support. I have like the Volvo stuff, which is nice. Ultimate Truckle and Utopia Ray, which is more of the Utopia support, which is, I guess it's okay. Then we have the Spriggans rank 4, which is insane, with more legacy support through Relona, which is not that good. And Drytron Rebate of Fafnir, which is a solid card. If you haven't read this card yet, you probably should. This card is quite insane. Talk about insane cards. We have Treblegate, Beerbim, the Rampant Rampager, which is also quite a solid card. For the Treblegate, definitely makes that tier 1, if not tier 0. Then here's the monster. It goes Link Summon at 1 against their islands. It's a Link 1 that searches the field spell. What more do you want? Trap Tricks. Link 2 actually. This Link Summon cards and affects by Trap Tricks like all the rest. Once per turn after you activate a hold trap card, set it instead of sending it to the graveyard. During its phase, you can target trap monster if you give it special summon it in defense position. What? That's actually pretty. That's a good card. The Paleo is awful because it's just make this generic, then it would be okay, but it's awful. Then Bang Lancer of the Resurgence is a plant, but plants are not that good. There's like a bunch more Cinevalon support here, but it's not that good. If this card was generic, it would be interesting. But now it's not. Lina is actually insane. This is the second to last Charmer that we're getting. This is like the Hita and the Osa and stuff. This summons a light monster back, so this is insane for the Eldritch decks. Or like Dogmatica or Shadow. This card is like insane. Like a bunch of decks you can summon back. Ecclesia use its effect. Summon like Construct use its effect from your opponent's grave. Summon Eldritch to steal Eldritch. It's actually insane. More wake up stuff, more sexual stuff, more Dogmatica stuff, Spriggan stuff, Amazement stuff. I'm just trying to read that. More AI support. Yeah, this is all pretty good and sus. Book of Lunar Eclipse. People are sleeping on this card. People are honestly sleeping on this card. Discard 1 card to target 2 face-up monsters. You have to target 2. You cannot only target 1. I'm a big fan of this card because it acts like a trap, but it's a spell, so you can use it in both turns. For example, you can just like... What's actually like good against this? Like Burning Abyss, PK. It's actually really good against that. It's good against Tri-Brigade when they summon monsters. You can just Book of Moon both. I don't know, man. This card is actually pretty cool. It's not that good against Link monsters. So for example, against Salamon Create, you're better off with only 1. But once your opponent has 2 monsters, you can lock 2 zones, which is just way better than Book of Moon, obviously. This card was entering to 1 Curie Way. Target 1 Link 1 monster in either graveyard, return it to the extra deck, or special summon it to its owner's field. So that's cool, because you can shuffle back Bailings. You can also reshuffle your own Link Curie, which is nice. This card is awful. Sexual Judgment stuff. Not a good Judgment stuff. There are the Amaze cards. You can read. I'm not a big fan of this deck. You're gonna see how good it is. Then we get the exclusives, and this is all pretty bad. Just like the Warwolves. This is actually just Subterra Guru, which is interesting. Just the same art. This is all pretty not that good. Then we have the imports. DDD gets more support. Will they have all cards here? Probably not. And then we have Black Rose. At this point, all collectors rare or Starlight rares have been confirmed too. Black Rose is indeed a Starlight rare. Then we have the book as the second Starlight rare. Then we have the... Where is it? We have the Bahuta as the third Starlight rare. We have the Evil Twin as the fourth Starlight rare. And then if we scroll down, we have the Link to Light's Charmer as the fifth. There you go. There she is as the fifth Starlight rare. So the verdict. There are some good cards. This set is definitely better than Blazing Vortex. This card brings support that will make decks way better. Like Tri-Brigade, like Drytron, Spriggans, not to forget. Lina is insane, the book is insane. There's more legacy support. AI is very, very good. Cyber's decks are at an all-time hype because of Firewall Dragon. Utopia is not maybe the best set, the best deck now, but it's getting more support, which is pretty nice. You have like some versatility stuff. You have like the Plunder cards as well. You have Scrap Raptor, not to forget more Life Twins. The Trap Tricks are actually really good. Bujins are good. The Rose Dragons are not so good. So if you look at the 3 archetypes that are kind of pushed in this set, which is like Black Rose Dragon, Utopia, Amazement, they're not really that good. There's no really new deck. Only the older decks get better, which is a small issue right now for Yu-Gi-Oh! But the decks that are getting support are actually pretty nice. actually, gonna be honest, it's pretty solid. Like, this is gonna push a lot of tier 2 decks straight to tier 1. Like, just straight. Like, your deck is good now. Extravaganza was already good, it's gonna become better. Drytron was already good, it's gonna become better. Spriggans, keep your eye on Spriggans. Spriggans are really good. If you can just buy all cards right now, you should probably do that. The Amazement cards, if you can pick them up, do it probably now, because maybe it's gonna be very good in the future. The S-Force cards, not that good, but you can pick them up now. Starry Night is also interesting to see. And yeah, I guess that if you can just like pick up the secrets at a low price, you can just get them. Someone's saying, please don't lie about experience, but everything's cheap, so you can just buy it and not regret it. It's the best. I also say just buy your Drytron Beta Fafnir now, because it is dropped in price significantly since the pre-order. Just buy it now. Just buy everything you can now, and then just keep it. For Starlight value, this set is pretty garbage, not gonna lie. But like the Black Rose, there were just so many better cards to Starlight. It would be nice to have like the Fairy Cheats and then the Link to Starlight to please the fans. Just like Scrap Raptor, Starlight. You could have done like a couple of cool things, but they didn't. The Starlights are pretty awful for this set, but still, if you're gonna pull one, it's still Starlight. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents about the set. It's pretty okay. I like it overall. I like legacy support. I like more decks to be good than like just make more decks good. I wish there was a new deck in here that would be cool, but the way technically it's still the same decks that are gonna become better, but the way these cards shift the meta makes the decks like different. Like Drytron's gonna go into an entirely different direction. Tribrigade is gonna be a control deck, anti-meta stun deck now, which has become way better. So like everything's gonna go into a very new direction. So it's gonna feel fresh. It does really bring support to stuff like Dragon Link or Invoked, or Eldlick. So that's cool. So we're just gonna see like other decks becoming good again. So that's something that I definitely like. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. Come hang out on twitch.tv/Tatsym, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.